That should be done.
Okay, here we are.
Entryway.
We are live.
Are we live? Have we done it?
What's going on? I was hearing another.
That was me.
Was
Never.
that
That was me pulling up the stream.
Gotcha.
So like me in the chat.
Gonna have to turn the music down a tad.
I did it again. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. I'll do it from Ladria. I did it from Rictor. There we go. Weedle-dee-le-dee.
Very nice.
Doing it.
Your little
Pressing
sprite
the
sheet there.
buttons. What? Oh, good.
Seeing your tweet with your art.
Yes. What was the other thing I was going to do? Oh, I'm going to...
Yeah. Slow start here. We're starting up. We're booting up our minds.
Yeah.
Yes, you said you were feeling a little groggy, and I know you've been working. You've been working a lot, and also you've been streaming, right? So you streamed yesterday.
I did. I had a good stream yesterday. It was a long one, like 4.5 hours.
Nice.
Got a lot done. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was feeling like pure garbage about 2 hours ago. I'm feeling okay. Feeling okay.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, we can always... We don't have to do a 3.5 hour marathon stream like we did last time. We can always see how it goes. If you're not feeling well, then we can bail.
Yeah. No, it's good. I think once I get into the rhythm of things, I feel better. I think art is a nice thing too, to let your mind wander. Like certain kinds of art I find very relaxing, you know. So as long as, like, you know, if I'm feeling bad to the point where I have to lay down or something, that's one thing. But as long as sitting up is fine, drawing can be therapeutic sometimes.
It can. I have what did I put out? I got some went to what the hell is it? Is it GameStop? I think it's GameStop here in Canada. There was a place in the mall here that was EBX, and I think now it's GameStop. I don't know. The whole EB Games and GameStop merger and all that stuff. Anyway, went there and picked up Splatoon 3, and while I was there, I managed to get some, you can't really see them, but amiibos. I got two new Monster Hunter amiibos and some Splatoon 3 amiibos that just came out there.
Very cool.
I'll open them up and put them on my shelf eventually, I guess.
Oh, you have to now. You just signed up for that.
Yeah. And then also here, as we talked about last time, or not last time, but before, this is my limited edition Monster Hunter 4 3DS XL, new 3DS XL, Monster Hunter 4, and then this is the Monster Hunter 4, is that what it is? Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate Collector's Edition, which I never opened up. Both are new and sealed in a box. I'll resell them one of these days, but found them in my closet and threw more crap out. Because I really liked when we started talking about, when we busted out the 3DSs and the Vita and started talking about old game hardware. That stuff's cool. It's fun.
I love old game hardware. I'm alright with new game hardware. It's alright. No, that's not true. I love new game hardware too. I've got my Steam Deck somewhere and I just want to hold it like a little baby. That's a Switch. Look at that tiny baby. No, the Steam Deck's plugged into the living room TV.
Yep.
I really do like Steam Deck.
This is is that a 3DS? No, that's a DS. That red and black one's a DS, and then that's an 3DS. Not the OG. That was that was a, what did they call those? That was like the second one. So the first 3DS, that was the gray one that I think where the bottom part of the clamshell was bigger than the top or something. It was like super awkward and had like a sharp edge on it when you'd hold it. It was super uncomfortable.
That's not great. Yeah.
No.
What has that? Was it Steam Deck? Something recently I was holding had that like even exactly 90 degrees with plastic is sharp, like annoyingly sharp. It's not like a blade tip or anything, right? But it's still like, you little bastard. Like it really, it can attack you sometimes. What is that? Something it's like, why is it? Oh, it's part of my keyboard. That's what it is. I have a cord cross too, and there's a part of it that just feels like a damn knife. Like, why are you like this?
Jesus. Yeah. I know I said I was low energy last week too, but yeah, oof. I wonder if we should like start this stream a little earlier or something.
I definitely get some sleepy vibes when I stream at 9. I'm like, I don't feel a lot of pressure to like be, all right, let's get this done.
Hey everybody.
High energy. I'm more like,
yeah,
okay, I'm winding down. I mean, I'm gonna get some stuff done tonight, but like, the streams I've been doing, it can't have been yesterday. I guess that was yesterday. Time is a flat circle. When I streamed yesterday, it was very like the drum beats going. I'm pushing forward. I'm getting stuff done. I don't know if I'd call it high energy. I don't know how often I ever get high energy these days, but it was definitely like it had momentum.
But you were on.
I was on, and I got a lot done, and I'm real happy with that.
That's good. So currently I'm just showing us chatting. Should I go ahead and switch to the view where because we were gonna draw, and I just realized that I looked down at my thing and I pulled up my eraser and started cleaning up some lines, and I guess we may as well just. So you're sitting at your drawing table today. I've just got my Let's switch over to this.
I'm in a weird place. Not mentally. I'm okay mentally. I'm in a fine place mentally, but over here I'm kind of like, I don't know. My room's a work in progress. I at least got to put more art up. Although the art I'm gonna put here is not safe for stream.
No, that's cool.
What? You have not safe for work?
Yeah. What's her name? I send you her stuff.
Oh yeah. No, I know who you're talking
so
about.
bad with names. I absolutely love her though.
Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about. We I think we both follow her, but yet we still can't help it, and we are always sending each other links to her art because she's so good. Starts with a D. Darryl. What is her name?
Jasmine Darnell.
Darnell. That's it.
I just adore her style, and she's the kind of artist who, she has her focus. It's so clearly, you know what I mean? It's like women and fantasy and intricacy. But yeah, I could just I bought her package of the ink. She's just done so many. She just cranks out artwork. Yeah, she's one of my favorite working artists. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, I bought one of hers, and it's a it's a mermaid, a naked mermaid, so it's not terribly safe for work. Oh, whoops! What did I do that? Witchmore. Here's what I'm drawing tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm not drawing anything in particular. I'm just, God dang it. I'm just doodling. I will doodle. We don't really have necessarily, like last time I had some notes, going into the stream because we had because there was some Twitter action that kind of that I would, well, that kind of some of it sort of hit a personal note with me because one of the tweets was from somebody that I'd worked with.
Oh, it's irresistible to not at least want to talk about it when you have a history with the Twitter villain of the day. We had that before, Brayden. I won't name it. Well, let's not name names, but we had that one time. Just for like a week, the internet was just dunking on somebody, and that's always
the Twitter villain.
It's hard, yeah. It's hard not to. But yeah, I get. I mean, I forgot that you had worked with that dude before, so it's understandable.
Yeah.
What are you? Make sure to if you draw something cool, nudge me or poke me so I can take a look. Otherwise, I'll forget because I'll just get real. I'll just.
No, I'm just drawing a Jonah Loeb.
I like him.
Yeah, earlier he there was a thing last week where he was drawing like little mushroom people or something, and
yeah,
that was an interesting stream. And so I don't know, I was kind of like, I was like, ooh,
he's got a
mushroom, eh? Mushrooms are interesting because they're, God, why is my pencil so damn small? Come on. Mushrooms are interesting. They're similar to like similar to drawing what was I gonna say? Like sea creatures or jellyfish or something like that, where you can just start like kind of scribbling and just finding like cool lines and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I love drawing stuff that I really like drawing trees that like don't have a lot of like structure or something. It's fun just to like, that's a tree. It doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? You kind of get some shape out of it, kind of go with it. It's just very sketchy, but get a knot in there. Like it's hard to draw a tree where you look at it and you're like, that's definitely not a tree, because they're so you can make almost anything work. It can be super knotty, or it can be real. You can get away with a real iconic looking tree.
Yeah. So you're using Clip Studio.
Yeah.
Which you've talked about before, because I mean, also, holy damn, look at that. You're using Clip Studio on an iPad. Like, anybody that doesn't know, Clip Studio has been in a little bit in the news on Twitter, at least, because of the changes to their pricing and stuff. But like, ultimately, I think it's probably not the end of the world the way it's being blown up to be. But it's not cool. Obviously, we don't like subscription shit. Is like, all right, enough, please.
Yeah, I've got a buddy who kind of philosophically, he's like, I'm fine with it because I want the company to thrive, and I recognize. I mean, I think a long time ago, the expectation was that there would be forever updates. The norm used to be you would buy something like Photoshop, and then what? You just get free updates forever? Or they would do that where they would like, oh, okay, now we're going from 4 to 5 or something.
Yeah, as I recall, back in the day when you would just straight up buy Photoshop, it was like you'd still have to buy the big versions. You'd be like, oh, I bought Photoshop 4. And then when like 5 would come out or whatever, you're like, okay, there's an upgrade path. There's like, I can pay just to bump myself up from 4 to 5 or whatever. People coming in who buy, like, if you're jumping in at any point, the price would always be the same with a new version, and then to keep your old version, you could just say, well, screw it, I'm going to stay with 4. That's as I recall. I don't know. Honestly, at the time, like when you think that far back, I was either using Photoshop at work where somebody else bought it, or I was kind of, acquiring it via other means. I know I totally agree that the I'd rather companies stay afloat, and I mean, how do you argue against it? It's like the subscription model friggin' works. It generates more revenue. If it didn't, nobody would do it. and it is, you do kind of like think, well, I want to I want the best for this company. If I like this company, I want them to keep doing what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're using Clip, but man, like that right there, that's an actual program. Like that's not, they're not messing around. That's an actual friggin' full featured drawing program.
It does everything you would ever want, honestly. Clip Studio Paint and on iPad, amazingly.
Yeah.
I started off Clip Studio Paint on desktop, and it was like a 1-to-1 Photoshop replacement. Plus, it does a bunch of other stuff, like comic heavy stuff and 3D stuff and more vector stuff. And then the iPad version came out, and I gave it a shot, and I was, I'm like, okay, this is not going to be good, right? My expectations were low, but it feels like a no compromise app. I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
Clip Studio Paint on iPad.
Yeah, and I'm using Procreate. We're both using iPad Pros with ye old Apple Pencil, which is something. So I thank you for updating the our little about page here.
Did I do that? Good for you, past Matt.
Yeah, you did that.
Oh, Andrea also helped with that.
Oh, thanks, Ann.
What did I do?
You helped with the about page, the Twitch about page.
I insisted on you updating the Twitch about it.
She did. She had a gun. I was really worried. Concerned for my safety.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the things that I want to put on there, which I think is interesting, is usually you see people go like, "Oh, here's the hardware I'm using because I'm doing a gamer stream and it's people to brag about. Oh, I got a 3090 or whatever the latest gaming card is. I want to go ahead and put in there like the equipment that we use as well, just cause. So I'll get on there at some point and put in the. I like knowing the like Jonah Loeb. I liked asking him what's your like resolution, because I saw he was using Procreate in his stream, and I was like, ooh. I didn't want to ask like, oh hey, how are you getting the stream? What method are you using? Because there's multiple methods, and like right now I'm using USB-C from my iPad into the MacBook, and then I'm capturing it with QuickTime and throwing it onto my Cintiq. I'm using my Cintiq as just an output, and I'm throwing my iPad output onto the Cintiq, and then just using OBS to capture that.
Good you.
I liked it. I was able to ask him like, what's your resolution, because he was doing a lot of zooming in and not losing any detail and stuff, but it's also good to see. I use Procreate because to me it's nice and simple to use it, and it's one of the best just pencil simulations that I think you can get. And also I think you and I agree on this thing, this thing right here. This is better than, this is the best digital drawing. This plus an iPad. I mean, we both have Pros, but I know that I know regular iPads work with these now too. But Apple Pencil and an iPad is the best drawing experience you can get, in my opinion.
It was really next level. The gestures as well. And credit to Procreate. I have used Procreate. I found it really easy just to jump in. Everything was super intuitive, and it felt really designed for the iPad, where not just was it really gesture heavy, but importantly, the gestures felt correct. You know what I mean? I've used some apps where it's like, what? Oh, why? Why is it done that way? I'm kind of that way with Final Cut Pro. I use it really heavily because I've been putting out YouTube videos every 2 weeks for months now. But like, I always feel like I'm butting heads with Final Cut Pro because I just, like, it confuses me. I don't know why it does things the way that it does, but it does. Whereas, Procreate, I didn't use it very long because I was just kind of, it was like $10. And I'm like, yeah, obviously I'm going to buy that. Test it out. I'm like, this is great. I didn't love at the time. I've heard they got way better, but I didn't love some of the brushes, but I really liked it. But I already had Clip Studio Paint and a bunch of art, kind of like platform lock-in. So I was like, I wasn't super incentivized to jump ship to Procreate. And so I just stuck with Clip Studio Paint. Now I'm even deeper.
I have used Procreate for work to generate, but mainly just for sketches, and I think I've done some kind of like drawovers and stuff for work with Procreate. It does a good job of outputting a PSD that can then be opened in Photoshop and stuff. So compatibility wise, it does well. I've used Clip Studio on I'll fire that up here shortly, actually, Clip Studio, to show some stuff since you mentioned Clip. I've got some stuff I could show in there as well, but to me, Procreate is it's simple, straightforward, it's powerful. I use like 5% of what it can actually do, though.
Totally.
I'm like, I set up a paper, I set up a background color, and I set up a paper texture, and then I'm like, give me the 6B pencil, and we're done. Like, that's all I need. I just want to. It's exact same as grabbing just a notebook and a pencil. It's just doodling. That's what I'm looking for. Like if I'm gonna actually get work done, if I need to do work, I'm probably still just gonna go, all right, Photoshop on this Cintiq, let's go. But if I'm gonna sit down and like scribble some mushrooms or whatever, do some quick figure drawing or something, I find the experience just way better on the iPad. It just feels like an actual sketchbook.
That's fair. I do have some really cleaned up my shop. I do have some pencils I kind of like, if you can call it that. Yeah, design pencil. You can kind of get a little bit of a solid lines, but then also a little bit of light shading in there, which looks pretty good.
Yeah, the cool thing about Clip too is that you've got the asset store. I was able to get some pretty good pencils off the asset store, some that have like tilt and stuff. The thing is, like, it's another thing that Procreate does really well, is that it does a great job of transitioning. You can't see my pencil, but as I'm scribbling and I slowly start to tilt it, it does a good job of kind of getting into this stuff where you're like, where I'm holding the pencil like this and kind of, using the side of it, using the side of the lead to get in kind of big, do a bunch of shading. Even the tilt pencils I found in Clip seem to unfortunately have they just kind of have a point at which the angle is just right, and then it kicks into a different brush. They didn't kind of like transition nicely. It was kind of right. It was sort of like I'm using the tip, side, versus I feel like Procreate does a pretty good job of like, I mean, I'm sure it does the same thing, but it's maybe it's just an angle setting, or it seems to be just in the right place for me. I don't know.
That works though with this. I have a design pencil, it's called, and that's working for me. Where here I'm drawing like you're talking about, like with the flat, and it doesn't get very dark and it's much wider. And then if I draw with it straight on, it's thicker and thinner.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and also, quite frankly, the a lot of the time with Clip or with Photoshop, there's a lot. You can get a lot of great brush packs where you're getting a lot of really cool, powerful brushes. I feel like they're almost better for like doing digital painting or collages or just like stuff like that. But when it comes to, I want a brush that simulates a pencil, I find that I just have to horse around a lot with all the opacity and all the different setting, the opacity and the flow and the blah, 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 in order to get it. Versus, for me, Procreate does that as well. The thing it does perfectly is I go, oh, 6B pencil, and it just works the way I would want a 6B pencil to work, I've never gone in and decided to start fiddling with the settings or anything, because I don't want to do that. I want to fire it up and I want to start doodling, you know?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't want to screw with it. I'm tempted to learn how to make my own brushes, but I just want to make art.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway. So we're not really talking about game dev. At a certain point it's like, are we in the wrong category right now?
Yeah, maybe it could be an art. What makes a teddy bear creepy?
What makes a teddy bear creepy?
Yeah.
Weird dead eyes, and probably if it had, probably the mouth, some kind of a weird maw, and actually having like sharp teeth and stuff. Yes, Andrea, game dev usually does. There's some amount of art involved. That's what I hear, anyway.
It's true. It's fair. I'm definitely gonna have lots of
sit here and noodle on this stupid mushroom forever.
Mushrooms in
creepy teddy bears.
Huh? Cool mushroom designs. Let me know so I can steal them.
Are you having no, I just drew a swoopy shape and now I'm just sitting here. I've just been literally just sitting here dinking around with cleaning up lines and stuff. I haven't made this. This is what am I doing right now? This is very similar to I'm just noodling, you know what I mean? Where like I'm not making the drawing any better. I'm just sitting here kind of like, I'm erasing and I'm shading and I'm blah, 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 I don't like that line. And I should have moved on. I should have moved off of this. But instead I'm just sitting here tweaking this mushroom.
I did a big dump in the chat. Here's just notes on some of the stuff I'm drawing tonight. I gotta draw a lily pad, that's for sure. I'm kind of liking this last creepy teddy bear. I might render this out.
Teddy bear. I don't know that I've ever. That's the other thing is that like you've gotten really good at drawing everything. I don't.
Thanks.
Well, no. Like just any random thing. Just any random thing. I mean, like, well, I mean.
You've gotten good at drawing everything. Damn.
Whereas I do figure drawings. Like I just kind of focus on like figure drawings and stuff.
Those are good.
All of my I'm either drawing heads, or I'm drawing what is this?
Like poses.
Yeah, and it's all kind of comic booky kind of shit. Where's my one where I've got? Yeah, just like I'll just fill a page with just arms and figures and hands or heads or little stick figure mannequins or whatever. I'm getting into some work stuff there. I shouldn't open that up.
I see what you're saying is you focus on characters, right?
I just it's figure drawing. Like I've never moved away from zombie that I did for I was gonna color this.
Oh, but just so you know, I'm the feed of yours that I see is probably like 7 or 8 seconds behind because in Zoom I don't see anything, so I'm just watching our feed.
Oh.
But yeah, but what you show me is a little delayed probably, but that zombie looks kick-ass, dude. I love the missing chin is really noticeable there because of the pose. Like there's this negative space where there would be some chin to fill some more of that space and it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's replaced with that icky tongue. That's awful. I love it. That's really cool.
Yeah. And then I was playing with I don't have any technique for inking. Like how do you do inking? How do you do shading? I also, all I know about coloring is like doing flats. Like so I got that far, and then when I went in and I started to do a paint on this, but I wish I knew more about painting because I don't know I just know lines. I just know, like, you know, basically comic book style drawing. That's all I do.
So I walked through every single video on controlpaint.com. That's an awesome site. There's so much free content. And then I also bought a bunch of the packages. And it's all about digital painting specifically. So I picked up a lot there. Yeah, we could walk through some stuff. I could, you know, either show you some stuff or just point you to some videos. What's interesting though is that, like, I took all that stuff and I learned it, and then the art that I actually apply, I don't do. I mean, there's a lot of fundamentals that I took with me, but in the art that I do, like for games, and that I've brought into like promotional material, like all the artwork that I do really, except for pixel art, is it's kind of just flats, right? I don't use gradients. I use the same colors pretty much every time. And I don't use any soft brushes or, you know, translucent brushes. It's all like, I basically use the equivalent of like when I do my inks, of like a marker, right? It's just solid colors. So, and like a lot of digital painting is all about, like, okay, here I want a hard edge and here I want a soft edge to like emphasize a shadow as distance before it hits its surface and stuff like that. But yeah, I do a lot of fundamentals like light sources and shading and focal points and whatnot. But yeah, I don't really I always found it was hard when, like, switching between brush sizes a lot, switching between brush like textures. Often I would kind of get lost in the weeds, and I think I'm happiest when I have like one brush that does one thing and I'll just use that for the whole piece. The one exception to that, I guess, is when I do my inks on paper. I like to use a brush pen and then I color it with colored pencils. But yeah, I guess that's the one time where I deviate. Everything else, I just try to use the same tool to get the whole piece done.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, it's not that I don't understand the tools and stuff. I just don't put in the I don't have the time to put in the work, and I've never it's never something that I've focused on with my job, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which you because you have to, like, I've known some people who are the kind of people who just like they never stop drawing. Right, you never see them without a sketchbook and a pencil in their hand, just scribbling away. You know, our brother Mike is like that, and that's really what it is. It's getting the 10,000 hours in, and like my 10,000, I have 10,000 hours of not paying attention to homework and filling notebooks and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, not like I've been trying to sit down and kind of focus on some figure drawings for real and stuff, more and more, but it's you know, again, it can be hard to carve out that time. But then that always just ends up feeling like I'm making excuses, though, if I'm being honest.
Interesting. Well, I like that these streams kind of give us some space to be creative, you know, especially in ways we might not normally. And like, you know, I'm doing Witchmore art right now, but you know, anytime we could do like a challenge or art trade or any of that kinds of stuff. One of these days, I guess, like, this pointing the camera at my desk could work. Like, I could just whip out paper. I want to start doing the draw. I want to get back into the draw a box challenge. I got to like 100 something boxes, like, out of 250, and then I It's been months now. I kept thinking, like, you know how it is. I kept thinking I'd go back to it, and I just never did.
Yeah.
I'll bring it back into that eventually. Maybe should I look up reference? I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, sometimes I want to just go in raw and get what's in my head, and other times I'm like, no, I need to get reference because otherwise it's gonna end up looking bad.
Reference for what? So a teddy bear?
Yeah, I'm just drawing like I just want a creepy teddy bear. Like I should have just finished.
You should always start with reference, in my opinion. Even when I was doing some sculpting and you were like, you were like, give me a chicken, you know, and at the time I was doing like little weird monster heads and stuff, but I was like, I'm not gonna do a chicken. I'm not just gonna do a straight up chicken with like feathers and stuff. I was like, I want to do like I want to do some kind of weird demonic zombie chicken or something. So
totally.
So I definitely looked up reference on that, and I'm like, what do chickens look like underneath those feathers? And then I was like, ugh, they look nasty.
And there you go. You found your reference, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going in just whatever's in my head for this teddy bear. I don't even love the perspective, but I'm just gonna go in. And then, you know, we could do just for funsies is I could pick up reference and then see if the end result's any better. Oops. Here's one thing I don't love about Clip Studio Paint's line tool when you're drawing on a vector is there's a difference between the eraser, which you can set to delete a whole line, and then the draw with invisible. Oh wait, it did. No, I have the eraser selected. I guess it's just by the nature of it being vector, it behaves differently than just the raster layer. It's fine. I just get tripped up sometimes. Did it again. Yeah, I gotta go back to erase. There we go. Erase.
There you go.
Okay.
That's less of a teddy bear and like an actual, like, I don't know, some kind of fucked up bear cub. Yeah, whereas you're drawing
nice.
you're drawing like a little voodoo doll toy thing.
Yeah, it's meant to be a toy of the witches.
Right.
But I want it to look a little creepy. And so I think it looks a little creepy. If not a little not teddy bearish. Like I don't think I completely get teddy bear vibes out of this. I think it's missing the nose is a problem. I think that's pretty important to say teddy bear. I didn't even draw the nose in my sketch. That'd be a big reason for me to grab some references. I would miss things like a nose. Yeah, I could like find a way to make it work.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So here, yeah. Well, so here, a lot of teddy bears are actually like this, with the nose here, and like, you know, this kind of a thing.
Oh right, they have the like separate mouth bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me pull up. I'll pull up some reference. Let's do it.
Yeah, and then maybe they have a little. They might then have like one of these little mouths underneath the nose.
You know what's funny is there's a lot of talk about AI prompts and AI generation and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the AI prompt of old, or the one that we've been using for years, sort of, is like Google searches.
Yeah.
Right? Because what you're talking about is like you just type something into a box that gets you what you want, what you're looking for. I think my wife Andrea is kind of like better at Google than I am in general. You know, if it's a game dev thing, I usually know how to find what I'm looking for. But if it's something else, a lot of times I'll go to her. But that's a question, is like, let's say you're looking for references, you know, do you just look for teddy bear? Or like in my case, I kind of want a creepy teddy bear. But if I search for a creepy teddy bear, will that like seed my thinking in a way that I don't want, and I'll get something derivative or, you know, uninspired?
Yeah.
Hard to say.
Yeah, so I just changed my search to creepy teddy bear, and yeah, you're getting now
Like
you
I
get
think I want to
some.
bring the creepy into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like you should almost determine. Okay, let me look at a standard teddy bear. Now, what about it? Could you add to this that would make it creepy? Because some of these are stupid. Some of the results I'm seeing are just like they're intentionally making just fucked up looking teddy bears, and so it's not. It's like, all right, well, yeah, of course that's creepy because you've done some kind of. It's no longer like creepy in some kind of like uncanny way where you're like, ugh, I don't know, something's off about that teddy bear, or that's you know what I mean? It's like, oh, if I take a teddy bear and I like lop half its face off and I shove some kind of weird like shark teeth and stuff in it and put blood all over it, like, well, yeah, it's gonna look creepy, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
um,
I kind of wonder. I like doing stuff like this. Like, okay, what makes a teddy bear, right? What has to be there before you're like, that's no longer a teddy bear, right?
yeah,
And then once you have that defined, you can start to analyze those traits alone, like only those traits, and then see if you could try to find what would make that unsettling, right? And so I saw a definition of, I follow some horror blogs and Twitter accounts and stuff, and they were talking about creepy, like how to define creepy and how to define unsettling, which I think is interesting. I hadn't really ever thought about that before. You kind of just throw words like that around. Oh, it's a creepy movie. Like, oh, okay. But what does that actually mean? Why is it creepy, right?
yeah,
And so they defined it and showed examples from movies, I thought, in a really nice way, which was creepy is when you're not sure if you should be scared or not, right? Like if you see like a doctor, like a surgeon covered with blood, that can be inherently creepy because you're like, that might be fine. This doctor might be helping someone. But that's why it works as like a Halloween costume, is because, it might be like, that's not what's happening. Much more sinister than that, right? And so that can make it creepy, is it rides that line between like, am I safe or am I in danger, right? Like that triggers that flight or fight.
Fight or flight. Yeah.
Flight, yeah. I also like drawing just some shapes and seeing what pops out.
You mean just scribbling stuff out?
Yeah, like here I kind of have this almost looks like a dress, but these are really just like things that could be teddy bears. And you can kind of see from a silhouette which one might be the most attractive,
Yeah,
like I am just a lot of surprising amount of triangle shapes out of the references I'm looking at. Oh, there's a cute one. Looks like a puppy. What if it looked like a puppy? Big ears. That could be a way to do it, is like start with something cute and then see what makes it stop being cute,
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Almost make like what I did here is like, here's a paper doll of like a teddy bear, and then like, what would you do to F it up?
How do you make that creepy?
Yeah. Like, okay, and then here's a little belly. Some of them have little bellies.
Yeah, I kind of like the little belly.
It's almost like a Winnie the Pooh kind of thing.
Okay, well, maybe sketch this one out real quick. But I do have some new ideas with the reference.
For the teddy bear?
Definitely emphasizing the mouth a lot, and much more different shapes. Like I was going for just circles, but what I'm getting from teddy bears is really triangles and squares. Like I get a triangle here and I get a square there, pretty much. I think it's the ears, otherwise it would just be 2 squares. Although this dude is kind of 2 triangles, really. Yeah, really they got a lot going on. I mean, they are humanoid shapes, sort of, so they have a lot of moving parts, and that also makes them harder to render because you know, human beings know what that is supposed to look like. You know, if your legs are out of proportion or something, you're gonna be like, that teddy bear looks wonky, dude.
Yeah.
What if I did a weird one where, like, what if he was just one big shape? And what if he had big eyes?
So they also have something that might make them creepy too, going along with your game. It's like this is the modern kind of thing with the little thing around their mouth. But if you look at like older teddy bears, they actually just have like a full fur face, and they don't have that, and they don't have any mouth. So they actually look like they more just kind of have heads, like, and the ears are kind of off to the side, and they have the eyes are actually more side mounted.
Oh,
And then they've got a weird little like nose and then no mouth.
yeah, I just googled old teddy bear.
Right, it's like the aesthetic of teddy bears has changed over the years, and
Oh, here's one with like thin legs.
thin legs.
Yeah, let me. So it's like it's almost like sad looking, which is a little disturbing. Ooh. And then it has like this kind of stiff, uninteresting body, and then it's got these real like stiff legs and these kind of weird arms.
Yeah.
Ugh. Like why is a teddy bear sad? That's a little disturbing.
What do you have to be sad about?
Yeah, you're a freaking doll. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, these old ones. Just adding old.
Well, okay, so the one you just drew, if you can scroll over to the little floppy guy with the skinny legs, you know what makes him look kind of creepy and sad to me is that he, like the first one that you drew, the one with the kind of stitch mouth, he looks plump and full of stuffing. The other one looks like he's so old that the stuffing has basically lost all of its poof, and so he's got almost like a flat, kind of deflated look to him. And when a lot of the teddy bears that I'm seeing here are like, yeah, where the stuffing inside of them is sort of shot, or maybe
It's
they've
almost
lost
like
some
a
of their
skeleton, right? Like what if this plumper dude here were a skeleton, right? And so what if it was just like this, right? And then like, you know, it'd be way thinner. Ugh. It's a little creepy looking, right? And then you might have like ribs, and then I guess there'd be like some bone here, and then like a foot. And then what are his arms? I guess his arms are just like bones. And I guess he wouldn't have.
Yeah,
ears.
they would be a single bone. Right, he wouldn't have joints. It would just be like one bone, one like, you know, standard comic book bone.
Yeah, so maybe he's even like. Like a little dancing skeleton. Yeah, so yeah, do teddy bears have skeletons? I don't know.
No.
No, but I mean, like, could they? Should they? You know what else I'm not doing is working any three-quarter perspective in here. It should be like working them into cubes with some perspective going on. But usually I'm just drawing stuff as if you're looking at it from the side. I think because I don't have a design that I love, I don't really hate that first initial one, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I do kind of want to find. I like the deflated bag idea here is creepy. Oh, here's one that reminds me of a killer clown from outer space. That's kind of fun. It's got this like floppy head.
Deflated bag. That's kind of what they are, though, right? It, like, yeah, and you would get it. They'd actually have the weight in their legs would actually be. He'd be skinnier than this.
So this head here is giving me the creeps a little bit. And then here, I'll make a new layer. So what I could do, or actually what I'll do is I'm gonna try 2 different bodies on this one. I like the head a lot. Actually, different ears. I'm gonna try different ears too. So like, what makes ears creepy? Absence of ears? And then so if you had a real deflated body, it might look like, ugh. I don't like that at all.
Them having a missing eye, like one of the button eyes, like fell off over the years or something.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I like that a lot. And then what is it? I feel like the fat ones aren't creepy.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It's like it makes them cute. Okay, it looks like I've got a rat and a cute teddy bear here. This is fun. So, I like the skeleton doll quite a bit. I'm probably going to keep that. The thing about my game as well is like, I'm going for like a feast. I'm not trying to find one teddy bear that's perfect and that'd be the only teddy bear in the game. I might have 3 or 5 teddy bears. Oh, I like that one with the X for the eye. That's nice.
Disheveled, deflated.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I might render out several of these.
Do you have any more wands that you're working on?
Oh, I do, yeah. So Forget Me Wand, which you use it and villagers within a radius forget you exist and stop being mad at you. I don't know what that should look like. Forget Me Wand. Maybe I could just draw a brain and stick it on the end of a wand.
Yeah, that was my first thought too, but I wonder if that would come across as more like a mind control kind of wand.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I mean, I guess it's still, a form of mind control.
Lightning bolt. Men in Black have that beam, but not quite what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Too technological. I think the most technological thing in my game will be a blunderbuss. Or maybe like a knife sharpener with a wheel. That'd be
Wheel.
about it. A wheel. I got some plants I want to draw too. I want to draw some catnip and some lily pads. I also need to draw a wand that shoots a particle, a projectile that turns a villager into a chicken. Maybe an egg wand?
I thought you made the chicken wand.
Well, I have a wand that I've made. This is my chicken wand here. This spawns chickens when you use it. And this new wand turns villagers into chickens.
Oh, I see.
So I need, like, I have one chicken wand and I need 2 chicken wands.
Right.
First world problem.
You need to differentiate between, like, yeah, you got to make sure people know that, like, this one is for creating and this one is for altercation or alteration.
Altercation. Yeah.
This makes someone fight a chicken.
Transmogrifier. That's what I'm calling it. Transmogrifier wand.
I remember hearing you talk about that in your stream because you correctly pointed out that, like, the reason we even know that word is from Calvin and Hobbes.
Yes. Calvin and Hobbes and Dungeons and Dragons did a lot to help my vocabulary and spelling.
Mm-hmm. I mean, in what other contexts, how often do you hear the word, like gelatinous?
Exactly. Dexterity.
Yeah.
Word never comes up. Oh, you're so dexterous. No.
Back to this freaking mushroom.
Tis a good mushroom.
I'm just like overly rendering it for no reason, just because it's, I don't know.
Why not? It's fun.
It's like therapeutic,
Yeah.
Sitting there just scribbling.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to render out one of those. I'm just going to finish this teddy bear here. I think I will add the skeleton, and I think I will add an emaciated looking teddy bear at some point. I'm just going to add one for now, so I have one. I'm just going to pick this dude because I've already done the line art. And I'm also going to start real basic. It's just going to be a standard run-of-the-mill brown cloth teddy bear.
Ye old teddy bear.
Ye old teddy bear. That's what it is, baby. Ship it. Give him a little inside the ear. What about a belly? Oh, I'm using the wrong brush. That's not what I want. I got some texture coming in. I don't want that. Yeah, let's try giving him a belly. What's that look like? Is it weird? I don't know. We're gonna go with it. It's the nose. It does look a little creepy. I kind of like him.
Yeah, we've got a quiet night here. If we're turning people off because we don't have, there's no code and there's no editor on the screen right now. So people are like, well, what the hell is this? We're not thumbnailing very well in the category that we're in.
Yeah, maybe we should switch to art. Certainly could.
Good.
Sounds like a lot of work.
No, it wouldn't be any work.
Oh, well, great.
It'd just be kill the stream, and I'd just switch the category and.
Oh, you have to kill the stream
on Twitch. Yeah, I'd have to. I don't think I can change it on the fly. Yeah, I think I'd have to stop streaming, change it, and then just immediately launch it again. But it should be that quick. I don't know if we care though. Art has a lot more going on in it.
higher competition.
Yeah, and we're not drawing, you know, like we're not drawing anime girls or furries or anything. So I
Well,
don't
the
know.
night is young.
I don't know that I don't know that we'd stand out.
Plushies. You're drawing plushies.
Yeah, what the hell? Where are my furries at? I'm drawing something just for
It's
you
true.
folks.
Do we switch?
If you want, yeah. I'll go. I'll mute for just a bit.
All right, I'll switch this to a.
Crank or something. Yeah, I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.